Final exam review, problem 44. We're going to change some numbers over to percent form. To get from a decimal to a percent, you would multiply by 100%. All that will do is move the decimal 2 places to the right and add the percent symbol. So for A, our decimal will just go 2 places to the right to give us 42%. For B, the decimal needs to go 2 places to the right, so we have to add a 0 to have enough space, and this will be 370%. 1 is 100%, so 3.7, yes, when you change to percent, it will be more than 100%. And 250 to change to percent, right now your decimal is at the end. It still has to go 2 places to the right. So we're going to have 250, 2 more zeros. Now your decimal's at the end and you have your percent symbol. For our next problem, changing a fraction over to a percent, there are 2 ways to do it. You can always multiply by 100% because 100% equals 1. That will always get you over to percent. The other thing you can do is you could change your fraction to a decimal, a middle step, and then change the decimal to percent. Once you have a calculator, that way is faster. You would punch it in top to bottom, get your decimal moved 2 places to the right. Since we don't have calculators yet, let's multiply by 100%. So since we have one fraction, we'll make the second one also look like a fraction. We can cancel on the diagonal. 5 will go into 100 20 times, multiply across. 2 times 20 is 40. We're already in percent. Over 1, we don't need the 1 in the denominator. Here's another fraction we're going to change to percent, and it says round to the nearest hundredth. So this one is not going to turn out nice. We'll go ahead and set up to multiply by 100%. Make it look like a fraction. We can cancel a little bit on the diagonal. We could divide by 2. These are both even, so 2 into 14 will go 7. 2 into 100 will go 50. So we have 5 times 50 will be 250. And 7 times 1 is 7. This is in percent. But they want us to divide it out. So 7 into 250. Let's see. 3 7s are 21. Multiply back, subtract, bring down. 7 into 40. 4 7s are 28. We have to go higher. 5 6 7s are 42. So we need 5. 5 7s are 35. We're going to subtract, add a 0, and here we'll put our decimal so that we can add that 0 and bring down. I'm going to just scroll down a little bit. Right, now we brought the 0 down. 7 into 50. 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract 10 minus 9 is 1. And we can add another 0, bring down. 7 into 10 will go 1 time. 1 7s is 7. And we still need to see one more digit. So we can add one more 0. 7 into 30. 4 7s are 28. And I'm confident about that, so I don't have to multiply it back. So I needed to see the 4. It's not a 5 or higher, so it's not going to push this one up. So we have 35.71%. This is rounded to the nearest hundredth. For our mixed number, there is more than one way to go to get to percent, but let's just go ahead and multiply by 100% since that's what we've been doing. To multiply by 100%, let's make this into one number, so an improper fraction. So 1 times 5 is 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 over 5 times 100% over 1. You can cancel on the diagonal. 5 will go into 5 once, and into 100 it will go 20. And now multiply across. So 8 times 20 is 160. 1 times 1 is 1, which you don't need in the denominator. And on the numerator, you need to put that percent symbol. So 160%. If you're thinking about that, 1 is 100%. So you have more than 100%, so that is okay. Our next kind of question is to write as a decimal. This is our most common one that we use. And so we're going to drop the percent and move our decimal 2 places to the left. So for the first one, our decimal is at the end. We're going to drop the percent off and move the decimal 2 places to the left to get 0.65. For the second one, 3%, our decimal is at the end. We're going to drop the percent off and move the decimal 2 places to the left, so 0.03. This one asks us to write as a fraction in lowest terms, so we're going to reduce it. First of all, to write as a fraction, I would use the definition. Percent means parts of 100. So for 11%, that means 11 parts out of 100. Okay, that is out of percent. It's into a fraction. By definition, it will not reduce. So that is A. For B, we have 8%. To write it as a fraction, we will do 8 parts out of 100. We're supposed to go to lowest terms, so we need to see if it will reduce. It will reduce some because those are both even. I think it will use more than a 2. I think it will use a 4. So we'll divide both by 4. 4 into 8 will go 2 times. And 4 into 100 will go 25. So 8% is 8 over 100, which reduces to 2 over 25. For the third one, we will also use the definition. Will be 3.4 parts out of 100. That gets it out of percent. But you're not allowed to leave a decimal inside a fraction. So we would like the decimal to move to the end. If we multiplied by a 10, that would move our decimal over 1 space for 1 0. Now we can't just multiply by 10 because we want to, but what we can always multiply by is 1. So if we do 10 over 10, that's 1. That's always something we can multiply by. It's the multiplicative identity. So we'll do that. Don't cancel on this one because you need the 10 on the top to get rid of that decimal. Right, so we'll do the multiplication. Now we have 34 over 1,000. Decimal's gone, percent's gone. We just need to reduce. These are both even, so we could divide by 2. 2 into 34 will go 17, and 2 into 1,000 will go 500. 17's a prime, so that's all we can do.